What's up, everybody? It's me, Nick, with another unboxing video coming to you here. Hey, last video we did unbox Zeus from the SummerSlam Elite Edition and collection that had, Hulk Hogan, that had Jey Uso and Dolph Lundgren and Dolph Ziggler. I haven't bought those figures. Sometimes I don't want to buy everything all in one hit, and number one. Number two, I don't necessarily need all of them, it's just, whatever you want, right? So that's one thing I love about what I do, is I'm not necessarily buying every one in the series, at least for this point in time. I'm just buying what ones I want, specifically. So, as of right now, that was one of those ones that's a little out of the norm, out of the series, literally the only one I wanted out of that series. So, that being said, we're going to open up another one here. Now, this is coming from Series 125, and there are a few figures that I believe I do have in this line, or that I might open up. I'll figure that out in a second, but we are going to be opening up good old Koko Ware. Now, once again, you guys know I am a old school wrestling fan just as much. It's the thing that got us in it, you know what I mean? One thing I was able to share with my father in that aspect, and enjoying some of these older wrestlers and seeing how crazy they were, their gimmicks, all the above. So yeah, so right now we're opening Koko Ware. I believe it says first time in the line for the Elite Edition, which is crazy. And yeah, so let's open this up, but let's get to the blurb here. It says right here, from Union City, Tennessee, 5'7", 228 pounds. His finisher was the Ghostbuster. Okay. Career highlight, he actually was only a Hall of Fame inductee. So he's a Hall of Famer, which is great. But yeah, let's see what it says on the blurb here. It says the Birdman and his iconic bird, Frankie, soared their way into the hearts of the WWE Universe, becoming one of the most popular superstars of the 1980s, which that is very true, because even my father is like, dude, Koko Ware, Koko Ware. He loved Koko Ware, or loves Koko Ware, I would say. But yeah, it's an interesting change. Once again, I think we talked about it with one of the other figures being in the Legends line, or being outside of the Legends line, but being an older, wrestler, I would say. So for me, it's very interesting when you get those ones. This is one of those things where I thought, hey, maybe the Legends line would be a better fit for them, but I like how we're slowly integrating older wrestlers into the main Elite line. I think it's a good way to shed light on them, you know what I mean? Like, we were talking about Bob Backlund, we were talking about how him coming into like an Elite line, which he is a Build-A-Figure, but it's also giving us the options to look at those older wrestlers and be like, oh, Bob Backlund, let me look into the history of Bob Backlund and who he wrestled with. Some of those names you might know or heard of, you know what I mean? So it's pretty cool that we're actually getting that going forward in some of these Elite series. I do know with San Diego Comic-Con, they did put in for one of the Elite series that we're going to get the Repo Man, which is such a, character kind of like Koko Ware, with the gimmick being silly and fun, but at the same time giving us those nods back to the basics, or back to the I don't want to say back to the future, going back to the old school wrestlers, giving them their love, giving them their flowers for who they were and what they were, right? Going forward, and then, bringing them into our more updated line, So for this line, like I said, he's the first in the line, first time in the line for Koko Ware, being an Elite Edition, which is really cool. But he's going to be on the line, like, on the same series, sorry, is what I mean. Julia, Stephanie Vaquer, Jacob Fatu, we're going to get Demolition Crush in this line, and also American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. So it's really cool that we're putting some of these wrestlers back into the main line, showing them some love, as well as the newer wrestlers that are on the roster. So yeah, anyway, I could rant for days on it, but let's get this guy opened up. He does come with some pretty cool accessories, so we're going to jump in on that too, okay? Give me 1 second here. Alrighty guys, so now that we're all set up here, sorry it took me a little bit of a second. There were so many little pieces that go into this. So coolest part about it is obviously we get the accessories for Koko B. Ware. He kind of had like those Macho Man shades back in the day, so I had to put him back on there. Cool thing about this, we've seen this before with the Jimmy Uso and I believe with the Otis for Alpha Academy figure, where we're able to pop off the headpiece on the head of the Elite. Now, I'll let you know, I'm keeping it all fair and square here, not because I just don't want to go through the motions of it, just because I like the look of his ring gear and his his entrance gear. So I'm going to keep it like this, but you do get a chance if you want to take off the bandana that says Birdman, you can put his own hair back on and swap it right out. He does come with 2 gripping hands and 2 open hands by the looks of it. And the cool thing is you get Frankie as his, obviously that's like, he's the Birdman. Of course, he's got to have his Frankie here. And it comes with a stand and it clicks on perfectly. I don't have to worry about him falling over, slipping off, or anything like that. Like I said, first time having Koko B. Ware, when I saw that they had him coming out last year from Comic-Con and WrestleMania, or WrestleCon, or whatever you want to call it, I was excited. I was like, oh, heck yeah. And once again, I thought he was going to be in the Legends. No, this time we got him in the Elite Series. And I'm really excited for it. So this is looking really good. For articulation, we have pinless knees, which is really good. These tights are so cool, though. I will say the color on them are just definitely vibrant. I love vibrant colors. I may be a little eccentric at times, too, myself. But the boots are cool. We got the birds on these guys like crazy. The jacket is awesome, of course. It's a soft good jacket, which is also amazing. So you can't go wrong. Shades come with, like I said, different headpiece for the hair. You can remove it to get the bandana off of it and prop in this guy instead. Koko B. Ware's looking like Koko B. Ware, so he was one of those guys who, not necessarily like super built and jacked, but definitely one of the bigger boned looking dudes. Didn't have a 6-pack or anything like that, but pretty cool when it comes down to Koko B. Ware. I'm really excited about this. This is looking rad. And then for the stand, for Frankie, literally it's like the sturdiest, it's like one of the sturdiest things. I've never had to worry about this. Wings are still there, he's not adjustable or anything like that, but still nonetheless, pretty cool figure in my opinion. But yeah, these guys are showing on the SummerSlam for this year figures in their shippers. I unfortunately went to 3 of my Walmarts and saw only 1 shipper, and that shipper was completely laid to waste. A lot of spares, a lot of reprints, or I would say reused figures that have already been out, just kind of in the shipper. So, a lot of Cody Rhodes, a lot of CM Punks, a lot of Seth Rollins, a lot of those ones hanging around there. A little bit of John Cena's. I saw 1 Koko B. Ware. I saw 1 Stephanie Vaquer, which I don't know if I'll get yet. We'll see if that happens for us, but that'll be for another time. But yeah, no, Koko is looking fun. I'm liking it. So Koko B. Ware here. What do you guys think? Are you guys going to play the waiting game on Koko B. Ware? Is Koko B. Ware a little too old to have in the newer lines? Once again, he's a legend, Hall of Famer. They're doing a lot of things for Hall of Famers, which I think is really cool. I love this. This is giving me good old nostalgia vibes. But let us know in the comments. Like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. And we will see you till next time on our next video. Till then, peace.